episode number 4 of Makan, and today we are in Tampines at the famous Saffrons restaurant. And my guest today is a very good friend of mine. He is a former footballer, he is a singer, he is an actor, and he is a football coach. He's all of that rolled into one. I really can't wait to introduce Syed Azmir. Oh, here we are.
Hi, bro.
How's it going?
I'm good, man. How's things?
Nice to see you.
Have you eaten?
I have not eaten.
I got training later, so I can't eat that much.
Alright.
So you're gonna eat it for me.
Oh, sure. Let's do
Okay,
it.
so let's take a look at
Let's
all
go.
the salad.
Let's go.
Alright.
Alright.
So, cheers, Duncan.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We have a good spread, by the way, coming up.
Definitely.
How often do you come to Saffrons?
Wow. Okay, so basically, if I don't have the time to actually come here, after training or what, I would just want to chill at home, right? So I would just order Grab food.
Okay.
So Saffron has Grab food also.
Yeah.
So for me to have my favorite Makan, I can also get it from Grab food. So I would just have it over at my house. But this is a place where I actually always come with my friends for lunch or even for dinner, for meetups. Sometimes even for meetings, we have it here.
Okay.
Yeah, so because as you can see, it's quite a big place, and it's of course the food,
Yeah.
you know, and I come here quite often. I don't know how frequent do I come here, but quite a lot.
So speaking about food, growing up, what were your favorite kind of foods growing up? What did your mom make? What was like after a hard day of school or football training back in your youth days? When you came back home, what was the dish that you were looking forward to the
Okay,
most?
so basically, to sum it up, I love my mom's cooking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every
so,
boy does.
Yeah, every boy
Yeah,
does,
yeah.
right? So that's why it's difficult for me to actually go outside and find something that I like. Okay, so because I'm quite a very homely person, and so after training, if I don't go out with my friends, I will look forward to what my mom is cooking.
Yeah.
I know Malay food is not really healthy,
Yeah.
but you know when we were younger, we can eat a lot and without getting like fat.
And without paying the price for it.
Yeah, exactly. Because we were training
Yeah.
last time every single day. So that's why I enjoy eating all those stuff. And of course, I have some Indian blood in me. So my mom will always cook the Indian food and stuff like that at home. And I love all of them.
You know, you mentioned that, you know, growing up, you could eat whatever you want, especially as a footballer. Was there during a time where you had to kind of like make sure that your diet was right as you were making your way through like the national team setup? Or was nutrition not really a big part, I would say 20 years ago?
No, I think for us, when we were younger, for ourselves, when it comes to taking care of ourselves on our own, I don't think that we actually care about it, because as you said, we can eat whatever we want and we can instantly lose it, and then without thinking that it will put weight on us. But something really taught me a lot was when we were under Vincent Subramaniam. When Vincent took over, Coach Vincent took over, he really implemented how strict our diet should be, and the supplements that we have to take to make sure that we have enough proteins in our body to supplement what we lack in protein. Like, because whatever we eat in a plate doesn't mean we have the full protein that we need for our body. So he will give us like shakes and stuff like that to level up the protein that we need in our body.
So this was when, during the national team setup, when you were with that whole batch of 84,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
with
yeah.
Hassan, with Baihaki, with Ridwan Muhammad, with
Yeah.
Sharil. These guys have made it big.
Yeah.
I know we've had these conversations
Yeah, yeah,
many times. In a way, you guys have gone parallel paths in terms of success, where they have done it on the pitch, you have done it off the pitch.
Yeah.
When you guys meet up, and when they speak, and obviously they speak about football.
Yeah, definitely,
right?
yeah.
Do you kind of feel left out?
Oh, mi goreng, huh? Okay, Ken.
Oh, wow. We didn't order this, by the way.
We didn't order this, by the way. So, yeah, I told you before about how great their goreng stuff are.
Okay.
Right? So, this is one of the stuff that you should try. maybe we didn't order it because we don't want to get so full.
Yeah.
But they put it on the plate for us so that we can try.
Okay.
Okay. So back to the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we meet up, definitely we always talk about football.
Yeah.
Definitely we always talk about football. What else, right? We always talk about the things that we used to do as a young player. We were carefree. We were so happy playing football back then. But at the same time, when we were happy, that is when we improved. When we improved a lot tremendously as a player because you enjoy what you were doing. Nowadays, I don't think it's the same. There's a lot of stress in the young players. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow.
So I think there's a lot of stress in the players, especially right now, because of trying to make it.
Okay.
Also, there's a lot of pressure from parents, and also
To make it as a footballer? You
of
think
course,
so?
Yes, definitely. I actually salute all those parents that are pushing their kids, or sending their kids very early in the academy to make them a better footballer. Because back then, how we used to play was that our parents were just okay. We pick up football on our own.
Yeah.
Like we know our parents love football, yeah, but we pick it up on our own. Like we go and play with our friends. But nowadays, parents actually send their kids to the academy.
Yeah.
And the current parents are quite smart. They know what are the basic fundamentals a player needs to be a good footballer. So that's why you see that we have a good bunch of young players coming up.
Yeah, we'll talk about your involvement with the S17
Yeah,
Football
yeah.
Academy later on. But we'll go back to the batch of 84 for a
yeah.
little bit. So, you played with the Baihakis and
Yeah,
the Hassans and the Shahrils, right? And you would have been considered on par, if not even better than them at a certain level. Would you say that at maybe 14, 15, you were touted for big things, right?
Yeah.
If you had stayed on that path, do you think you have made it big and played overseas and achieved everything that they have achieved?
Okay, so I have to say, if I were to still carry on, I probably think that I will end up overseas probably. Yeah, overseas.
So you would have made it then? You would have made it?
I guess I would have hoped. I would have hoped so.
Yeah?
I would have hoped so, yeah.
And so the funny thing is, people may not know this, but we were playing at Southside at the time, right?
Yeah.
And so Anugrah came around.
Yeah.
We're not going to go through the whole story, but
Okay.
long story short, you went for the auditions,
Yeah.
you made it,
Yeah.
you didn't win it, but
Yeah.
it was enough for you to get to the spotlight.
Yeah.
When you're on that stage, singing,
Yeah.
and the audience is all captivated on you,
Yeah.
what kind of pressure is that? And can you compare that to being a footballer playing in front of thousands of people?
And as I said, like, the reason why Anugrah happened is because I was out of contract, Duncan.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going to happen to me, right? So I had to make a move. And I saw the auditions coming. I was like, okay, maybe there's a chance for me. I went for the audition, and then it just went through. I got second place,
Yeah.
and then my career took off.
Singing
But-
career.
My singing career.
Yeah.
Inside my heart, I still want to be a footballer. I always had a chance to actually go back to football. But I think it was too hard for me to come back because I really exposed to the people and stuff like that. And I know that with the kind of popularity that I was getting back then, if I were to go and play football, if I play like badly, I have to keep up to the standard every single time. So my dad said, I don't think you can do it. And I faced one of the situations when we were playing our FA Cup semi-finals.
I remember that.
Yeah. So
I
remember the situation. If people don't know this, like we were playing the FA Cup semi-finals. We have the supporters coming in, and then they started shouting my name. I was getting a lot of attention during the warming up, and I remember this coach Toh Kijang pulled me one side and said, "This is the first time you're going to be playing with so much attention on you. I hope you can keep up with the pressure and play your game." And I left the game at 45 minutes. He took me out at halftime.
What was going through your mind? Was it just
It
overwhelming?
was just pressure, bro. I know that all eyes were on me because during that time, every single time I had the ball, they were shouting. Every single time I received the ball, they were shouting. And then I couldn't focus. My focus was like, oh, people were shouting my name. Like my mind wasn't on the game. My mind was like, if I do a mistake, these people to me, it's like every single time I get the ball, it has to be a good pass. Every tackle it has to be like a winning tackle, you know. So I was just not in my right mind, and coach took me off. I was quite upset, and I knew at that point I couldn't do it. Doing both.
Do you regret making the choice though? Could you have got used to the pressure. I mean, footballers have to go through that pressure at some point, and then
Yeah.
at some point get used to it.
I don't regret anything that happened. To be honest, I don't regret anything that happened because everything happens for a reason. I love it that right now I have so much confidence in my coaching because of what I face as a singer and as an actor. Because when you perform to like 20 to 30,000 on live TV, you can't make a mistake, right?
Yeah.
But then so it's easier for me to actually talk to a bunch of 20 players. I can speak my mind. I can speak confidently. I can do a class without thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be nervous showing what my session plan is gonna be. And if I don't calm my nerves, and then they won't have the trust in me. And eventually, I'm thankful. I don't regret actually, to be honest. I don't regret at all. Ooh.
All right.
Can you tell the difference between a egg rata and a plaster now?
Yeah, I can see the egg yolk
Okay,
there.
so the difference is egg prata, you have the egg inside the prata. Plaster is prata with a sunny side up egg on top of it. Okay.
Thank you. And so the whole reason why they call it a plaster is because it's like on top of a prata,
so they
like a plaster.
They paste,
Yes.
they paste the egg on
Yeah.
the plaster.
Okay.
Okay, on the prata. So
So it's almost gonna be like when I cut it open,
yeah,
it's gonna
it's
like,
what eggs.
eggs Benedict. Eggs Benedict.
Yes,
All right,
correct.
let's go through what we're supposed to do with this.
Okay, usually how I do it is, I will eat around the egg and leave the egg last. But some people will just cut it open
All right.
and then eat it together with
Okay,
the...
what is that strange technique that you have? What's behind that?
No, because I like to eat the egg last.
Okay.
I will put the whole thing inside my mouth.
Okay.
It feels like boiled eggs and something like that.
All right.
I want you to take some of this masala
Okay.
and the sambal. So go ahead.
Okay. I'll just cut around it. I'll do your technique.
Up to you.
I don't know what to expect. This is actually my first time
Is it?
not having prata, but having plaster, you know? Game changer.
Yeah?
It's a game changer.
Oh, this is my favorite, man. This is my, by far. I don't really eat egg prata. I only eat this.
So, you're a celebrity of sorts, I would say.
Okay.
Well, you are. You are.
Okay, okay.
Right? You're an actor, you're a singer. When you go out, when you eat at
Yeah.
Saffrons,
Yeah.
do people come up to you and want to take pictures
Not
with you?
really.
Or like, do they like kind of like whisper and say, oh, that's Syed Azmir?
Yeah. Usually it's like that. Lah.
Okay.
Usually it's like that. Or the one that usually say hi to me will be the makcik-makciks. You know, they were like, Azmir apa khabar? It's like, tinggal sini, like you stay here. Ya, cik, apa khabar? Makan? Ya, makan. And then all the stuff lah, but the younger ones will probably just look and then just walk away, whisper. Like when they look, they will look twice. It's like,
Have you got used to that?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you got used to it
It
now?
was worse in 2005. Bro.
How
to
was
be
it?
honest, in 2005 was, you know how we loved to go Far East Plaza back then, right?
Yeah.
And how we loved to eat at Puncak or Cahaya, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't eat because people still keep eat, like asking me to take photo, asking me to take photo. I don't want to. During that time, it was still new to me, right? So I didn't want to say, can I eat first? Which I should have done that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So my friends were all so busy eating, I was still taking photos.
Well, you say that you don't be stopped. Twice during that conversation, people have been walking around and saying hi to you. Did you have to kind of put, like as you said, did you have to kind of put a limit on things and had you tell people off in a way?
Okay, so
or?
when usually the one who tell off is not me. It's
Okay.
really sometimes it's my friends.
Yeah. They have to do it on your
They will
behalf.
just help. They will say like, okay, kasih dia makan dulu lah. Let
Yeah.
him eat first then later we can turn you. So it's usually like that. My parents won't stop. My parents will just say, tak apalah, it's okay lah. You just entertain them lah, you know.
Okay. So we touched on a little bit on your football career starting out, and then Anugerah came,
Yeah,
and so you did the whole thing in Malaysia as well,
yeah.
and then you got into the acting scene
Yeah.
recently as well, right? You got
Yeah.
really big with Kins. How was that transition? It's totally different, right?
Yeah.
Like being a footballer, a singer, yeah, you can make use of your voice, but then as an actor, it's a total different ballgame. How did you make that transition?
I started acting actually even before I went to KL, to be honest. But that was the beginning of my acting career. After that, I did a couple of dramas in Malay, which is, it's quite, I'm not saying it's easy. It's I feel very comfortable because you know all the people around you.
Okay.
They are more like friends, and then it's easy to work with friends, right? So eventually, the more dramas I did, the more comfortable I get. But I got the call from Kin,
Yeah.
which is my first Channel 5 drama. I was surprised, man. I was surprised. I never thought that I would have jumped to Channel 5 because it's quite difficult for you to jump from Surya to
Yeah.
Channel 5. So when I got a call, I was like, okay. At first I was like, whether I can do it. Never acted in English before.
Yeah. So was that a big thing to adjust? I mean, you're good in English, in spoken English, but
Yeah, but it's quite, actually, of course, sometimes the director would remind us that certain pronunciation you have to adjust
Okay.
because when we pronounce it, it's okay. But it's for TV, it has to be like
correct.
specific.
Correct.
And I enjoyed it because to me, it's on a daily basis we speak English, right? So it shouldn't be a problem.
All right, here's the question. I've never been an actor.
Yeah,
Everything right now is just like off the cuff, right?
yeah.
But in acting, can you do off the cuff, or is it you strictly have to follow the script that's given?
You
you?
strictly have to follow the script.
Really?
Yeah. Don't ask me how I remember.
You do a lot of memorization. Is it?
It comes with many years of
Well, I guess you know the lyrics of your song, so that's almost memorization. That's
Makan,
mental.
song is one. Acting is per scenes. Every scene is different. So people always ask me, do you memorize your script?
Yeah.
So I said, when I get the script, I will read it through to understand what the scene is all about.
Correct.
For
So
that.
how difficult is it? I mean, even I could do it, I think, right?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
I could.
Definitely, yeah. So you want to try?
Wait, you mean what now?
That,
Do you have like scripts ready on hand on your phone?
So,
or?
basically, I have scripts from my previous episodes from Kin. Let's choose a scene.
Oh, I feel like I'm making my acting debut right now. I'm quite excited about this.
Okay, you can see that. So that is my line, bro. You see how much?
Wow.
Okay?
Is that in all one take?
Okay. Let me find something that is more easier for you.
Yeah, you're kind of trying to put me on the spot on that one.
Let's not do my scene. There's another scene as well. So it's like that. You see? You can see? So you are, for example, Zara. Okay? So you are Zara. So every time you see Zara, it's your line.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will be Shira for that, for example.
Am I supposed to memorize this now, or we just
No,
gonna
we can
read
do
through
it.
Just
So,
read through
yeah,
it.
so what happens before actual scene, right? So we will look at the script, we will
Okay.
rehearse with each other.
Okay.
And then after that, we go to the actual scene. Okay, go.
So I'm Zara, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope I did the right thing by telling her.
She's bound to find out about what happened to Rose sooner or later.
Dr. Cheng said that we needed to reassure her something like this is only going to make her worry even more.
Well, if it's big news, it's a lot to take in. You see, there's a difference, bro. You are reading it, and I'm acting it. You can hear the tonation of the.
Yeah.
You see, when I say, like, you say, oh, Dr. Cheng and said that we need to reassure her. Something like this is only, but if I were to read it, it's like, Dr. Cheng said that we need to reassure her. Something like this is only going to make her worry even more. So it's like reading, taking
Wow.
it's taking it,
Yeah.
and then trying to put it. Okay, how would you actually say it when in a conversation?
Wow, it's not as easy as it seems, man.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as
And
it
then
seems.
especially like if you see those lines that are like even quite long, like
Yeah.
just now I showed you, right? Those are two big chunks. So usually I will keep myself inside the room for half an hour.
Yeah.
I will keep reading it until it gets into my mind.
Yeah.
And then after that, I will adjust to how actually Ghazali would do it.
Can you maybe share with us the most embarrassing thing, or what's the worst day you've had on set where you kind of like needed to do multiple takes? We've all had those days. I've
Yeah.
had those days
Yeah.
where it just, your mind goes blank. You just had a bad night's sleep. Something happened the night before, the day before, where your mind isn't in it.
I don't really think that I actually went through that before.
Okay.
Because I had a good working relationship or a good how do I say, a connection with
Yeah.
all my cast. But I have to say there's a scene that was so difficult for me to do. They already told us that prepare for yourself tomorrow because you're gonna be doing a lot of crying scenes.
Oh yeah, that's another part of acting, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
I had to do like about 5 to 6 crying scenes, bro. And one scene is not one take. One scene is like multiple takes. So every scene, like cut, okay, you have to cry again. Cut, you have to cry again. Sometimes the director say, okay, Azmi, just hold your tears for a bit. Okay, now is the part that you have to let it out. So I just like every scene, and it has come to a point where I can actually do this. No, we were laughing. Okay, Azmi, cry. And I just started crying.
Can you do it on demand?
I try. It just give me like maybe about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. Then tears will start flowing down.
Okay.
I can see that. That's amazing. Oh my god.
Yeah. So when in a, it's quite pressuring because you guys are like
no, fair enough.
because and it's not an actual scene, but that was like going.
Do you need to go to like some deep down dark place within your memory of something?
So
that's really
usually how we do it is, of course they will let us be quiet, right? Like, okay, Azmi, take a moment, and usually just take something that affects you.
Yeah.
I always say like, if something happened to my kid, you know, if somebody took them away, how would I feel? And then sometimes when you just express your love for your kids, you will get emotional, right?
Yeah.
Like what I say inside my heart when I'm thinking about a kind scene, I will say something to my son. Like I will say like, Daddy loves you. You are the best thing that happened to me ever since you were born. You know, I never thought that one day I'll be a father. I'm sorry if I didn't take care of you well from the day that you were born. I'm sorry if I didn't give you as much as what you're supposed to give. And then you will start.
Oh my god. I'm feeling it even now,
you know,
man.
you get what I mean? Like, you are a dad now.
Yeah.
So if you were to say that to your son or to your kid, you will like, because you don't usually say that to them like
like
exactly, in front, right? But that is something you have inside. So it kind of worked for me.
Man, that's deep, man.
Yeah.
Acting 101. You know that crying scene is gonna stay with me for a very, very long time. It's unbelievable. Look, we're tucking into this. Let's lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
By the way, the food is great. The mee goreng is good. Prata is fantastic. So while we're on the topic of food, Saffrons is fantastic. We're having a great meal.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's more than one restaurant in Singapore. What are your top 3 restaurants? If I could ask you to, if I put you on the spot and ask you that right now, where you know you go there, you would have a fantastic meal anytime.
Okay, so I can say that all the places I'm gonna tell you right now will probably be just a normal like restaurants. No, nothing big.
That's fine.
Like Sari Ratu in Arab Street, they have authentic Indonesian cuisine. I love Indonesian food, by the way. I recently went to another place in Ansiang Hill. It's called Tok Tok. It's owned by a friend. I'm not saying this because he's a friend, but because it really serves authentic street Indonesian food.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Oh, Saffron.
Oh, Saffron, of course.
And
Saffron has got to be the third one.
At this point, we're gonna talk about the SPL. It's gonna start very, very soon.
Yeah.
What's it been like not having any matches for 6 months now? Close to 7 months where there haven't been any matches. And preparing the players now, obviously your involvement as an assistant coach.
Yeah.
How do you prepare the players? Is it almost like starting a new season now?
Definitely. Because when we start the season, when we have a pre-season of 6 weeks,
Yeah.
The players are in a certain condition to play a match week in, week out, right? But what we actually miss is the adrenaline of a match day.
Yeah.
You know, it's different when you train the players every single day without anything to look forward to. But when it starts again, we know that we are training it towards a game, and the players will be psyched up, and we will be fired up to know whether whatever we work towards a week will be achievable at the end of the week.
Would you have liked to have played for yourself as a coach?
Yeah.
How would you?
Why? Because I think that there's difference, Duncan, back then and today. Last time we have coaches who like,
That is true.
but nowadays the approach is quite different. We try to understand the players more because we were players. I know what my players want to listen or they don't want to listen. So the approach that we have during match days are more like for me, my job on the sidelines, Mano will always see as a whole, and I will be the one who's giving the instruction. And if I see something, I will pass the instruction on. And then it's always, I love giving players the confidence before they step on the field. You know, after they had the team photo,
Yeah.
I will always go to Zainal, go ask to Faiz, remember, today is a good day. Today, you will score. Today is the day that you will prove yourself that you are better than last week. You know, that little things that I don't really get when I was a player.
Yeah.
So if you were to ask me the same question, if I was a player, if I have a coach telling me to do that, I'll say, okay, I'll pay for him.
Yeah. You run through a brick wall for a coach
exactly,
like that.
yeah.
Do you feel that you never really achieved anything in your football career, that this is an opportunity for you as a coach to achieve everything that you probably never achieved as a football player, going overseas, winning trophies, like what Baihaki done, what Hassan done, what Shahri has done? Is this like another way, another avenue of you to achieve that success as a coach?
Definitely. I mean, as a coach, you always have your target where you want to be. When I just started coaching, I told myself that my target is I want to be at FAS. I want to be the national team, the youth national team coach. And I achieved that.
Yeah.
You know, as you said, probably, of course, the next step is probably to work overseas. Who knows? One day, I wasn't even eyeing for a head coach position overseas. But if I have the opportunity to actually assist or be a part of a technical staff overseas, I'll probably do it. So whoever is listening to this, you know I'm available.
Has been fantastic.
No
having
problem,
you here.
man.
I will ask you a final question before
Sure.
we end this. Final meal.
Wow.
You could have 5 appetizers, 10 main courses, 20 desserts. But what would your final meal be?
Anything my mom's gonna cook for me. Simple as that. I'm not gonna name anything, but whatever she cooks for me.
So all the classic dishes that she's made for you throughout the years.
You know, my
everything.
mom knows me so well that I don't have to tell her what my last meal will be.
Fantastic, man. Thanks for joining me on
Thanks,
this.
Bob.
I hope to see you as a head coach one day overseas.
Hopefully.
And then we'll do this in a foreign.
Oh
in a
wow,
foreign
why
office.
not, right? Why not?
Fantastic, man.